What's going on, everyone? This is Luke from South Beach Sports, and in today's video I have something new for you guys. So I'm on fanspo.com and I will be constructing what I believe would be the perfect Miami Heat offseason. So if you're not already, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and if you enjoy content like this. We here at South Beach Sports produce anywhere from 3 to 5 videos a week about Miami sports, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single video. Also, you guys know that YouTube algorithm sometimes that even if you are subscribed, the videos still won't pop up in your recommended feed, so go ahead and click that bell. So the first thing I would do in this offseason scenario is I would extend both Gabe Vincent and Max Strus to multi-year deals. Both of these players were on two-way contracts last year, and I think they could develop into solid rotational players in the future. So to acquire Brandon Ingram, the Heat will have to acquire some first-round picks. Currently, they do not hold a single first-round pick, as they won't be able to acquire one naturally, I guess, till I think August, when they're able to get their 2028 first-round pick. So the Heat will have to acquire some first-round picks through sign-in trades with their restricted free agents. So this first sign-in trade is with the New York Knicks. I have the Heat sending away Kendrick Nunn to the Knicks in exchange for a future first-round pick. Now, Kendrick Nunn is expected to receive a deal of about $15 million a year, and a team like the Knicks, who have a bunch of cap space and are in need of some scoring, could make this deal happen. So for my next sign and trade, I have the Heat sending away one of my personal favorite players in Duncan Robinson to the Thunder in exchange for 2 future first round picks. And you guys know the Thunder have like 2,000 first round picks over the next 6 seasons. Well, that's like 18, but still. And the Thunder obviously cannot make a selection with all 18 of those first round picks. So they will have to use some of those first round picks in trades to acquire better veteran players. So the Thunder here will be acquiring Robinson, who's one of the top 3 to 5 shooters in the whole entire NBA, and he would just provide so much spacing for this young nucleus that the Thunder have, led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So the Heat would be acquiring 2 future first-round picks in exchange for Robinson, and now the Heat are sitting here with 3 future first-round picks. So for this Brandon Ingram deal, I have the Heat sending away KZ Okpala, Andre Iguodala for contract purposes, and Tyler Hero to go along with 3 future first-round picks in exchange for Brandon Ingram. Also, I want to point out before I get to the rest of the video that some of the order of the scrolling of this video is a little out of whack and out of order. I had to screen record this video first because the audio when I originally screen recorded it was really bad and really choppy. So that's why I apologize if some of the scrolling is out of order. So in this Brandon Ingram deal, the Heat would be acquiring the Pelicans would be acquiring Tyler Hero, who would be a huge compliment next to Zion Williamson, because Tyler Hero is I think he'll develop into a very good shooter. He can be a secondary playmaker, and obviously the Pelicans would be acquiring 3 future first round picks to use as ammunition for a future deal for a star. I'm not going to get into too much about why the Pelicans would trade for Brandon Ingram. I already made a video about that. The link to that video will be down in the description below. So as for free agency wise, I have the Heat declining Goran Dragic's team option of $19 million, I believe. Dragic, I love. He's been one of my favorite players for the Heat for like 6 or 7 years now, whenever he was acquired. But for what he would produce, he would be paid way too much. I also have the Heat letting go of Trevor Ariza and Nemanja Bjelica, but I do have the Heat re-signing Dwayne Dedmon, who has already shown interest in rejoining the Heat. So for my first signing, I have the Heat giving Kyle Lowry of the Toronto Raptors a 2-year, $46 million deal. Now, before I talk about this signing, I just want to say that I'm not 100% sure that it could even happen. You guys have to remember that the Heat have to give Jimmy Butler a 4-year, $180 million extension this summer. And if the Heat trade for Brandon Ingram, who's already on a max deal, and if they give Jimmy Butler another max contract to go addition with the max contract they already gave Bam Adebayo, I'm not that sure that the Heat could sign Lowry. The website allowed me to. I'm performing under the luxury tax, but go ahead and comment down below and inform me if this could even happen. So obviously Lowry and Jimmy Butler have a good mutual connection. They're friends already. And the Heat and Lowry had a mutual connection in the trade deadline. They both wanted to make a deal happen, but at the end it could not work out. So I feel like a Kyle Lowry to the Heat deal is imminent. Now I also have the Heat signing Ish Smith to be their backup point guard for the upcoming season. Ish Smith is a tough defender and a solid playmaker, and I really thought he handled the backup point guard role in Washington very well. Ish Smith, I think, would also help develop Gabe Vincent to be the future backup point guard of the Heat. Now for my next signing, I have the Heat signing James Ennis, who already played with the Heat earlier in his career, to a 2-year, $10 million deal. Ennis has developed into a very solid role player, especially with the Orlando Magic. He's a solid defender, he's an energizer, he's an enforcer. He's also a pretty solid three-point shooter, so I think he'd be a vital bench player. Now for my next signing, I have the Heat going out and getting Markieff Morris, who's played last season with the Los Angeles Lakers. Morris is known as a tough enforcer. He's known as a dirty player by some, but I think the Heat need this. The Heat lost some intensity this past season with Jay Crowder, and while Trevor Ariza did his job in the regular season, he wasn't that enforcer that Crowder was. I think Morris, with his defense and his shooting, and like I said, his toughness, would provide the Heat with a more accurate Jay Crowder replacement. Now for my final free agent signing, I have the Heat reuniting with Wayne Ellington on a minimum contract deal. Wayne Ellington was a member of the Heat. He broke the single season 3-point record before it was eventually broken by Duncan Robinson twice. But Ellington is a terrific shooter. I still think he's a top 15 to 20 shooter in the league. And the way this roster is constructed right now, the Heat need shooting, and I think Wayne Ellington would provide just that. Now my only concern with this roster that I constructed is that there's not a lot of shot creating on the second unit. I think Brandon Ingram or someone like that could run with the bench lineup to provide that shot creation that's needed. The Heat could also acquire another scorer or shot creator come the trade deadline. And that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it and if you enjoyed content like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and go comment down below your thoughts on my off-season plan, which I believe would be amazing, and comment down below what your off-season plan would be, because I'm curious to hear what you guys think. With that being said, I will catch you later. Peace.